Why everyone should watch out for Arsenal's wonder kid. 15-year-old talent Ethan Nwaneri is insanely good. The next Ronaldo or Messi? From schoolboy to overnight football sensation. Ethan Nwaneri, an Arsenal midfielder, became the Premier League's youngest player by debuting in September of 2022 against Brentford. At 15 years old and 181 days, Nwaneri smashed the record formerly held by Harvey Elliott of Liverpool, who was 16 years and 30 days old when he made his debut for Fulham. Well, here's all you need to know about Ethan Nwaneri, the 15-year-old Premier League record breaker who is destined for greatness due to his incredible skills and mind-boggling performances. Hello, and welcome to Goalside. In today's video, we will talk about Arsenal prodigy and rising player Ethan Nwaneri, who also happens to be the Premier League's youngest footballer ever. Make sure to stick around until the end of this video where we will discuss Ethan Nwaneri techniques and what makes him so good. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications. So without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video. The last few days have been crazy for 15-year-old Ethan Nwaneri, but the Arsenal player who broke a record on his first game is used to it. Rewind to February 2020, and the teen is playing in attack for Arsenal's under-14 team when they play at West Ham. Storm Sierra had been hitting the UK all week, and the kids on the field were in uncharted territory, but 12-year-old Nwaneri wasn't going to be thrown around. He was from the under-13s, but he was playing in the age group above. Even then, he was one of the best players in that group, a Premier League scout who watched that game tells Sky Sports. It was very windy and rainy, which makes it hard to judge the players, but I noticed things like his body language, his personality, and how he acted in certain situations. He scored in that game and has a good eye for the goal, but he really wanted to help set up plays and was good at controlling the ball. At 15 years now, Nwaneri is the youngest player in Premier League history. He made a brief appearance for Arsenal in their 3-0 win over Brentford on Super Sunday, making him the youngest player in Premier League history. The midfielder was on the West London field for 3 minutes, but he didn't touch the ball. However, he had already played senior football, even though he was born after the Emirates Stadium was built and was only 12 when the UK had its first coronavirus lockdown. So far, the attacking midfielder's only option has been to play with older players. People who have followed his rise through youth football have seen him play above his age group since he was 13. When I saw him, he was something else, says the same scout. I first saw him when I was working at other Premier League clubs, and he was 11 years old and playing for Arsenal's under-13s. But a few years later, when I was scouting for Manchester United, he had grown into what we call a Grade A Academy player. I would have marked him as a signing at United if it was up to me, but it's hard to get a player from a Category 1 Academy team to another one. Even when he was 12 or 13, he was the best player on the field, even for the year group above him. He always tried to make things happen when he was on the ball. He was always a threat, took set pieces, and made good passes when he did. The coaches at Arsenal have kept putting him in games with older players, but his growth over the past year has been nothing short of spectacular. He played regularly for Arsenal's U16 team when he was under 14, but he didn't make his first start for the U18 team until February of this year. The teenager made an immediate impact. He had 2 assists in a 4-2 win over Reading under-18s, which made him even more popular at Arsenal. After that game, under-18 coach Dan Machiki said, "There are other boys at Hale End who are just as good as him. I thought he would do well today, and he did get 2 assists. If you know him, you know that he'll be upset that he didn't score a goal or that he lost a few passes. He has the mindset of a champion." When an Arsenal youth player makes it to the first team, the phrase champion mentality comes up a lot. When Bukayo Saka was in the under-9s team for Arsenal, one scout called him the same thing. One wonders if this way of thinking affected Mikel Arteta's gut feeling before the Arsenal first-team manager put Nwaneri on the field against Brentford just a few weeks after the player's first under-21 game. "When I first met him and looked into his eyes, I felt that way. I really liked what I saw," says Arteta after he gave Nwaneri his first game. The Arsenal players have also noticed something special about Nwaneri. Midfielder Granit Xhaka has been coaching since Nwaneri's under-16s team, while the Gunners' vice-captain works towards his coaching badges. After Arsenal's win at Brentford, Xhaka said, "He looks old to me, but the club can be proud of a player like him. You can tell he's very different from the other guys. He's really, really unique. You have to watch out for him because he's still young, but if he keeps working hard like this, he will go far in life." So, what should Nwaneri do now? Well, history shows that it's not clear what will happen next for the youngest players in the Premier League's history. Harvey Elliott, who is now a triple starter for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool and used to play for Arsenal, has lost his record to the younger player from Arsenal. Aaron Lennon is the fourth youngest player in Premier League history, and he has been playing for almost 20 years. But there are also one-hit wonders like Matthew Briggs, Jose Baxter, and Izzy Brown, who either quit the game too soon or are stuck in the lower leagues and haven't had any impact on the Premier League. In the next few years, we'll find out which group Nwaneri fits into. There is also international fame up for grabs. England under-21 manager Lee Carsley tells Sky Sports, "He's definitely on our radar. He has a lot of talent, and this is a great accomplishment. When they play for the first team, things are different. It's not a sink-or-swim situation, but we've seen players have trouble moving from academy football to senior football. Everyone needs time and experience, so it's good that Mikel gave them both." In the meantime, Arteta says it's just one step, and you need to know that not all the steps in your career move you forward. You can move forward, then go back, and then move forward again. That's the sad truth about this business and any football player's career. Every choice we make and every choice I make is for the club. I don't want it, and neither does the player. We think he has a talent that needs to grow a lot in the next few years, and we'll have to see how we can do that. Fuller and Balogun from the Arsenal Academy said, "I'm sure they have a plan for him." In the past, players like Reece Nelson and Bukayo, who have made his debut when he was 17, got off to a fast start. I'm sure he'll make that plan work if he keeps his head down. Nwaneri seems to be in the right place at the right time, since Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe did well after coming up through the Arsenal ranks. Alexander Tardios, Ethan Nwaneri's head teacher at St. John's School in Enfield, told Sky Sports News, "Arsenal and England have the new Fabregas. Do you know someone named Ethan Nwaneri? He sent me a simple text that said, yes, he's great. He is smart, strong, fast, and humble. Arsenal really does have something unique. I'll go even farther and say that England will have something special as he gets older. This young man is successful. No matter what, he has it. When people get to see him play, they will be able to see what we see every day. He just has it. I would compare him to Cesc Fabregas and definitely compare him to Jack Wilshere because he has the same skill and natural ability." Not only is Nwaneri written into the history of the Premier League now, but he also beat Arsenal legend Cesc Fabregas, 16 years, 5 months, and 24 days, and Jack Wilshere, 16 years, 256 days, to become the club's youngest player ever. That's a lot to carry, but he hasn't come out of nowhere at Arsenal, so it's not a surprise. The 15-year-old boy is used to playing with older kids. He plays often for Arsenal's under-18 team and has also played for the under-21 team. He scored on his first game for the under-18s when he was 14, and he scored for the under-17s after coming off the bench last month. Arsenal still treats Nwaneri like a kid because he is still in school, but it is clear that his star is rising. On July 30th, he played in a preseason game for Arsenal's under-18 team against Slowtown. Slow manager Neil Baker praised Nwaneri even though the young Gunners lost the game by a score of 1-0. Baker said, "Their number 10 has great feet, and he's still a kid. Arsenal has a lot of high hopes for him. He is so good that it's hard to believe." So, what are your thoughts about Ethan Nwaneri's skill and performances? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.